Hello, I'm Kevin Kennedy, President and CEO of Avaya. Welcome to the Avaya Story 2011. This year, maybe more than any other, the Avaya Story is your story. In 2010, we redefined the company, delivered an unprecedented amount of innovation. In 2011, it's all about growth. That means our sales teams and channel partners take center stage. In this video, I'll start by discussing Avaya's priorities for the year and the opportunities for our go-to-market teams. Then, you'll hear from the four portfolio executives of UC, CC, SMEC, and Data. They'll give you a sense of their global strategy and direction, how we'll be delivering against our product roadmaps, and where we'll be innovating as we continue to drive for leadership in real-time business communications and collaboration. Finally, Joel Hackney, our Senior Vice President of Global Sales and President of Field Operations, will focus on our go-to-market strategy and our critical importance in our success. Thanks very much for being part of our journey. Now let's talk about our priorities for 2011. Well, we really have four. The first is to make sure that our sales and channel go-to-market coverage is achieving the coverage that we need. So it's really a year of tuning as opposed to a year of significant change. Fundamentally, we want the channel to be an extension of our field operations. The second is that we invested $1 billion in buying the Nortel Enterprise Solutions, and there's a large base that the sooner we begin to converting it to upgrades and Avaya product, the better. So monetizing that base through innovation, insertion, as well as the upgrades associated would be second. The third is we just came out with a spate of new product innovation. And so getting the Flare user experience to be deployed as ubiquitously as possible, and that in turn to drive upgrades would be the third. And last but not least is actually value. And so increasing our gross margins through the selling of value will be key. So those were really the four. 2010 was a year of innovation, and so more innovation in 1 year than in an entire decade. That gives the possibility to sell new products, to sell new upgrades. At the same time, we've converted from a revenue-based compensation system to a bookings system. That means we're accelerating the time to cash into our employees' hands.
So the small and medium enterprise communication BU is doing several things around the roadmap to help our salespeople help both first their resellers, since our business is 100% indirect, and also our customers. For resellers, this year our roadmap is going to have more ease of installation to help them be more profitable and install faster our IP Office solution, for instance. The second will be one single platform for everything from very small businesses to very large, basic and advanced, more sophisticated feature. And the third one is a better integration with the businesses our customers are in, with verticals, for instance, healthcare, hospital, and we're going to do this leveraging of DevConnect community of partners.
So over the past 12 months, we spent a ton of time in contact center re-architecting our solution mix. And really with what's been happening in the industry, there's been a significant change in the population that we're serving with our contact centers today. You've got a demographic shift that's happened. You've got a number of new channels being introduced, like social media, for example. And those are causing us to need to re-architect the way contact centers are built. And what we've delivered with the Avaya Aura Contact Center is the solution that enables our customers to create differentiated customer experience management platforms and truly transform their contact centers.
We've chosen to invest in 5 different portfolios. Ethernet switching technology. We just recently launched our WLAN 802.11n technology with the WLAN 8100 portfolio. We have unified branch solutions in market that I'll touch on a little bit more. We have access control solutions, and we have a unified management portfolio. Those are really the 5 areas that we focus on that create very robust solutions for the campus, the data center, and a unified branch or remote contact center type of agents. The data infrastructure is really the foundation to successful deployment and usage of these applications. So it is very critical and imperative that customers pay special attention to the data infrastructure. So now that we're fully integrated within Avaya, we have an immense opportunity to grow this business and really make a huge impact in the marketplace against any of our competitors.
We've made a considerable number of innovations this year in the Unified Communications portfolio. The biggest thing that's happening is that in the past, most of the innovation happened at the infrastructure layer. So when we moved customers from TDM to IP, we did it to increase flexibility, to enable things like mobile solutions and work at home capabilities, better disaster recovery because you could have flexible configurations and architectures. The move from IP to SIP has also helped at the infrastructure layer and enabled us to have multiple modalities. So the blending of voice and video and data communications together in one common protocol has been a significant advantage over the last couple of years. But this year, we finally are starting to add specific capabilities that help the user and the business. So we came out with this exciting new interface for users called the Flare Experience, and it enables you to basically find your contact, and then based on information about how they can communicate, how they're present. We use presence services to do that. You can choose to call or video, and you don't have to worry about dial plans or interfaces or anything like that. And so it's a very powerful experience, and I found in using it that I feel more productive, and the way I communicate feels more close, more intimate.
We've got quite a few innovations coming in the next 6 to 12 months. Probably the most important would be the release of the Customer Experience Portal. And this is the evolution of our IVR, or our voice portal platform. And that will become the single point of dialogue management for the contact center, for agent scripting as well as for automation dialogues, a single point of management across the platform. Probably the next largest innovation would be delivering the Avaya Performance Center, coming out in November of 2011. And that is for the first time a single unified reporting application across the entire contact center portfolio.
We're going to have innovation in the small and medium enterprise portfolio around 3 aspects. The first one is simplicity, where we're going to make it very easy for customers and resellers to use our product, either for installing a solution or using our applications. The second thing will be we're going to try to reuse as much as possible of the tools they are used to. For instance, if you're a Nortel partners moving to Avaya, we will be able to reuse the same tool as before to access our offers and our quotation tools and configuration tools. And the last one will be actually to be able to reuse your existing portfolio and be comfortable with it as you migrate to a new product and a new solution in a smooth manner.
We're bringing unique innovation that was invented at Avaya and is then being standardized by the IEEE. So it's a standards-based solution that was invented here that will deliver new ways of doing virtualization in the data center, supported by a strong portfolio, which the VSP 9000 is the first platform of, and other products, and I won't disclose that today, but you'll see in the November launch a new VSP series of products that will really reinforce the portfolio and tying back to, again, our key value proposition around always on, highly efficient designs, and again, highly scalable for the next 7 to 10 years.
One of the coolest things that we're about to be able to do, that Avaya is leading the industry in, is our ability to integrate or federate with other companies. So today, within an enterprise, users can communicate quite effectively with other people in the enterprise, enabling the ability to see presence, whether somebody's available to communicate, typically happens only within the enterprise. And we're working on secure ways to enable us to see the presence of people outside of the enterprise. So what it would mean is, for example, if you're a financial advisor to wealthy clients, you'd be able to see whether your wealthy client was available and how they were available. So instead of just picking up the phone and hoping they're there, you'd actually know that they're available, and they would be able to see you. And our partnership with Skype that we announced recently is one indication of how we plan to do that, but there's more to come, and that's pretty exciting.
So obviously we do realize that each theaters may have a bit of a difference, from a market, requirement, being more price sensitive than others. But the key is our entire portfolio is truly applicable to all of the theaters, right? So we have a very good horizontal-based solution set, while we do understand that in some other markets we will have to take some pricing action or bring a product set that has, that is more competitive from a pricing point of view due to the price sensitivity that some of the regions may have. So really the key message here is, if a customer wants a solution that is not reliable, that is a throwaway technology with a short life cycle, That's not where we fit. So we're going after customers that want a long-term partnership with a robust infrastructure that is going to scale with their new business needs. And this is how we can, again, tie all of the pieces in running Avaya and Avaya value proposition.
The adoption of technology by people in various parts of the world is very different. And for example, the cultural difference and preferences of some people who prefer face-to-face communications that we see in some cultures mean that video becomes very positive for them, where voicemail is not something they ever want to use. They don't want to talk to a machine. The goal is to always talk to a person. So you see those kind of nuances and differences. The adoption of SIP protocol and SIP standards with service providers around the globe means that the ability for companies to get certain kinds of bandwidth to their businesses is different in different parts of the globe. So we see that. On the mobile side, there's differences in standards on what kind of networks are used in different mobile environments. So you need to make sure that you're delivering your solutions on all of those.
From a geography perspective, contact centers are relatively the same around the world. They tend to differ in size, but their applications tend to be fairly significantly the same. Multimedia being one of the largest growth areas for a contact center is happening in nearly every geography at different rates based on size and some of the more specific applications within the region, but it is fairly consistent across the world.
So we see different trends, definitely depending on which region. For instance, in terms of migration, the Nortel install base and customers are very strong in North America, as well as in the Middle East. So we definitely are going to have a different strategy and approach there. There is also a difference in terms of size of small businesses around the world. And we have a more competitive offer at the smaller size, less than 20 users, enterprise in especially emerging markets now, with APAC and CALA, for instance. Finally, we have also more advanced areas where more sophisticated application will be deployed upon our portfolio, even if you're a small business, and that will apply mainly to North America, Australia, or even Western Europe as well.
Really, the focus has to be on the end customer. I mean, working together with our partners is an effective way, in many cases, to serve our customers' needs, but we always need to keep focused on what matters most. We understand what our customers want, we design a strategy to approach it, and then we bring in our partners on how to leverage their strengths with ours to really drive customer success together. Our portfolio changes change the conversation. They change the conversation with customers from one of being an infrastructure provider to one who actually solves business problems. We now have the product roadmap to speak with our customers about their business problems, up and down the portfolio. We can always focus on our customers better and together map out a strategy with our partner where we stay front and center with our customers, we listen to what they need most, we then figure out what our partner can bring to bear and what our internal sales. It's all about working together to deliver what the end customer wants most.
It's really exciting to see the energy and the people who are in here to learn our message, figure out how to go out and sell more product, and really make Avaya even more successful.
This is a year we're going to shine. This is a year that we're going to incontestably stay number one and grow as number one in all those areas of business.
I'm proud to be part of a company that's building solutions that impact customers' business and helps them be more successful. It's a lot more fun to work with someone than to work in isolation, and the tools we're bringing to market enable us to do that more easily. And I'm proud of that.
I really think this is going to be the year for sales. Last year was the year for R&D. This is the year for the sales team. So it's going to be a great year.
So that's one way to think about the Avaya story, the story we will all be writing together. Let me briefly recap. You heard from Kevin Kennedy that we're going to focus on 4 key areas in 2011, and that sales and channel engagement are critical success factors. Nancy Meluso, Chris McGugan, John Torjan, and Isabel Guis all shared their excitement about how we're going to lead in business communications and collaboration. I shared with you our strategies to remain aligned and competitive in this rapidly changing marketplace. Thanks again for listening to the video, but even more importantly, thank you for being a part of the new Avaya. Here's to our shared success.